Hello, everybody. The end of the week is here. Aaron Glandon has been dancing in the studio all morning long to disco music.
I have. Disco music that you have been playing and singing repeatedly.
I've told him I've never been in a discotheque in my life, but in the movie Saturday Night Fever, there were some great tunes in that movie. And I've been singing one of them all morning.
Yes.
I was even dancing this morning in my bathroom. And that's probably an image you can't even get out of your head.
I hope you were clothed.
I think it was probably, never mind. Good to have you with us, Dan and Aaron today.
Who?
Dan and Aaron. Mike and Aaron. Dan's on assignment today, but he'll catch up with us tonight out at the football game, which we'll talk a little bit more about later as far as our Literate Media radio broadcast tonight. So let's get you caught up on what that weather looks like if you're going out to the games today. Cloudy skies throughout the day today, although we'll get some peaks of sunshine. But there is a possibility of some rain this evening during the high school football games, maybe between kickoff and 10 o'clock. And that's about a 40% chance of rain. So we might and we might not get any rain. We need the rain. I hate to say, don't, but because we need it so badly. Maybe the Lord will just hold it off until after midnight when the games are all over.
That would be nice. Yeah. Or only during halftime or something.
Something like that. But much cooler weather is expected for the weekend. We're only looking at highs maybe 70 for a high Saturday and Sunday, and nighttime lows that could get down into the mid to upper 40s. A lot to talk about on news topics as well as area sports. We'll get to all of that here in just a moment on Literate Media Live for Friday, September 6th. Scioto Valley Dumpsters, the folks that have the orange barrels. Everything that is iconic that people remember about certain businesses, with Scioto Valley Dumpsters, it's not just the orange barrel or the dumpster, but it's also the willingness to work with you. Carl Gerhardt knows that you may only need a dumpster for a day. You may need it for a week or 2 weeks. Prices vary depending on how long you need those dumpsters. If you want a free estimate, give Carl a call, 253-8389, Scioto Valley Dumpsters.
This is Andy Tomlinson. When ensuring what's important to you, our agents are there when you need us the most. Tomlinson Insurance, for the best coverage at the best cost. Visit us online at tomlinsonins.com to learn more.
Discover Ross County. From the breathtaking outdoor adventures to the historic sights of Chillicothe and family-friendly events and festivals. Explore more at visitchillicotheohio.com or download the free mobile app today.
Well, if you don't know what's happening in beneficial news that you can use, you can always check our website at littermedia.com. And you see that top story? Just exited there. But that's the one we're starting out with today. Design work that has been ongoing for a new 65,000 square foot hospital to be located on the site of the present Adena Fayette Medical Center in Washington Courthouse is nearly complete, and the health system plans to break ground and begin construction on the 2-year building project around mid-year of 2025. When I first came on board at Literate Media 3.5 years ago, that was my first assignment to cover, I think it was either the first or second week. I went over to Washington Courthouse where the announcement was made by Adena Health CEO Jeff Graham that they were going to buy the former Fayette Memorial Hospital. And one of the things that they promised at that time was, we're not just going to run this like a clinic. We're going to make this a full-fledged hospital.
Right.
And this is that promise come true. So they're going to be breaking ground on this probably in the summer of next year.
Retired Chillicothe police officer and Army veteran Bud Lytle, along with Union Township firefighter Cortland Hastings, were special edition guests yesterday to discuss the Heroes 9/11 event on September 11th.
The fellows at Brad and Rob at First American Insurance came to me, I don't know, it's been several years ago, and they had approached me with the idea of, hey, let's do a heroes event for 9/11, recognizing and honoring the service of our local heroes, and obviously in remembrance for the individuals that lost their life on 9/11 in those tragic incidents. So, when they came to me, I thought, man, that's a great idea. It's a great opportunity for our community to come together, do an event where we can all get together and kind of add a cool element to it with kind of a touch of truck for the kids. They can see all the equipment we have and all that stuff. So we ran it for several years, and COVID came, and kind of put a nix in it, as it did many things in our lives. It changed our lives a lot, and so we stopped it. And Cortland got a hold of me a couple months ago and said, hey, you know what? We all enjoy doing that. All the volunteer fire departments, and there isn't so many volunteers anymore. A lot of them are paid now, but all the township fire departments, and we'd really like to do that again.
And you can see that full interview on our YouTube channel or on our video section of our Facebook page.
Earlier this week, we were talking about in October is the Ross County Tire Recycling effort out at the Ross County Fairgrounds. Well, Pickaway County is having theirs tomorrow. That's 8 a.m. until noon. Works pretty much the same way as the one in Ross County, because Pickaway County is part of the Pickaway, Ross, Highland, and Fayette County Solid Waste Management District. So they do each one of these recycling efforts independently as a county. So this is for Pickaway Countyans only. But that's tomorrow morning, 8 a.m. until noon at the, where does it say it is there, Aaron?
Pickaway County Highway Department.
Highway, which is the Pickaway Engineer. That's on Island Road. I was blocked out with the camera and couldn't see that. But check that out. You Pickaway Countyans want to get rid of some tires tomorrow.
Tim Throckmorton of the Family Research Council will be hosting an event on the Ohio Christian University campus at 7 p.m. on September 11th. This will be in remembrance of the terrorist attacks on the World Trade Center on September 11th, 2001.
Earlier this morning, Special Edition had retired Lieutenant Colonel Bob Leach on as a guest. We were discussing participation in his 500th presentation of the American flag at a military funeral, and that's going to be tomorrow. I think Bob said that was. But during that interview, Bob also talked about the need for former veterans who have been honorably discharged that can participate in the Honor Guard. You can see that full interview on not only our Facebook page, but also on Litter Media YouTube. Pike County Emergency Management is currently updating the county's hazard mitigation plan. Now, the purpose of the plan update is to stay current on natural and man-made disasters that may affect Pike County. Every county has to do this, and this is Pike County's turn. 2 public meetings have been scheduled, with the first being held on September 18th and the second on October the 16th. Both meetings are scheduled for 6:30 p.m. It'll be held at the Pike County, Ohio EMA office, which is at 2577 Alma Omega Road. Now, this is the government service building in Waverly. That's not where the meeting is held. It's going to be on Alma Omega Road. Our road report takes us to Jackson County today. A slide repair project continues on US 35 between Keystone Furnace Road and Clary Road. At least one lane is being maintained during the project, which will go through this fall. And that is a look at your topics this morning. We're coming up on sports. Coming up next here on Litter Media Live. Accurate Heating, Cooling, and Plumbing, your trusted comfort advisor for more than 4 decades, on target for your needs. See that little arrow that's hitting right there on the old target. If you have a need, whether it's getting that furnace fixed or just making sure that it's going to work and not break down, these are the folks to call. Accurate Heating, Cooling, and Plumbing.
Find a career you love with Pickaway Ross Adult Education. Skilled trades careers are in high demand with no signs of slowing down. Pickaway Ross offers career training programs with expert instructors and hands-on learning tactics to create a variety of opportunities. Visit our website for more information.
Each week, we'll announce the Neil Coleman Insurance Wyandotte Mutual Litter Media Player of the Week, presented by Homeland Credit Union. And in December, we'll announce the Player of the Year. Nominate any amateur athlete by visiting littermedia.com and click on Player of the Week. You'll also see the players we've named throughout the year. Make your nomination today for the Neil Coleman Insurance Wyandotte Mutual Litter Media Player of the Week, presented by Homeland Credit Union.
I was looking for a first job. I had been babysitting and decided it was something for a little more permanent. It pays very well. It's convenient. You can make your own schedule with the flexibility. That's something that I like. The people that I work with are great. I wouldn't ask for a better crew or management team to work for.
I'm a busy woman, and I'm not ready to slow down.
Tiffany's hip pain was interfering with her career and active lifestyle until she came to the Adena Orthopedic and Spine Institute.
Dr. Meshbach told me about same-day surgery. I said, I want it now, and I wanted it yesterday.
After a successful procedure, Tiffany was home the very same day and on her way back to enjoying the community she calls home. At Adena, we do what we love, so you can too.
Back with a look at sports, taking a look at the Litter Media scoreboard, which you can find on our website. A big night for golf last night in that two conference matches were held. SVC match number 4 at Valley Vista for the guys. Westfall wins it with a 170. Zane Trace and Piketon both shot a 173, but the Pioneers had the best 5th scorer, so that's what gives them second place. The co-medalists in that match were Piketon's Hunter Skaggs and Westfall's Jacob Hicks, each shot a 38. Then in the Mid-State League, the next to last match of the year for them, Bloom Carroll shot a 326 to win. You see down there, Logan Elm and Amanda, they had the same kind of a deal for third place, actually fourth place on the best 5th score. Reed Simons of Circleville was the match medalist. He shot a 76. Also a big night in volleyball last night. Adena stays undefeated in the conference. So did Huntington. So those two teams meet in Frankfort next Tuesday for sole possession of first place in the conference. Uniota, with only one conference setback, they won in 4 last night over Southeastern and Zane Trace in a sweep. The big rivalry, Pickaway County, Circleville, Logan Elm, a close first set, but Circleville won, and then they swept the Lady Braves in the next 2. Fisher Catholic and Fairfield Christian are Cardinal Division winners, and in the SOC, Western, Eastern Pike, and Clay were among the winners. TVC winners were Athens and Nelsonville York. Non-conference, now this matchup was interesting. Bloom Carroll and Hartley met last year in the district championship, and Hartley drilled Bloom Carroll. Well, it was payback time last night. Bloom Carroll stays undefeated on the season as they whipped Hartley in 4 sets. Wheelersburg in non-conference beat Vinton County. In the OCC, Canal Winchester over Tays Valley. Boys soccer, look at Chillicothe beating Unioto 7-1. Jackson Valley, Clay, and Reynoldsburg were winners. In girls soccer, Chillicothe was also a winner. Kiera Archer, she's been doing the job. 3 goals last night out of their 4. Elena Kroll had 7 saves to lead Chillicothe in the win. You can see the rundown of other winners. One tie last night, Washington and Zane Trace. And in girls tennis, going into this matchup, it was 2 teams that were undefeated in the OCC, Pickerington Central and Lancaster. Pick Central beats Lancaster 3-2. And Tays Valley, a 5-0 winner over Groveport. Our Litter Media Game of the Week on the radio tonight is Miami Trace at Logan Elm. This is a non-conference matchup, but 2 teams that were in the playoffs last year. Should be a dandy up at Logan Elm High School. We'll take the air at 6:50. Our preview show, which we did live yesterday at noon, that always plays first. That'll start somewhere, I don't know how long.
Was it half an hour yesterday?
I can't remember. I think it was.
It'll probably start around 6:20, 6:15.
Yeah. And then our actual pre-game show on Litter Media Radio with yours truly and BJ Daly at about 6:50 tonight.
In pro baseball, the Reds sweep the series with the Astros with a 1-0 victory Thursday behind starter Rhett Lauder in his second MLB start. They play the Mets tonight in New York. You want to share your joke that you said yesterday about the Reds?
Which one? There's so many.
It was the title of the file that you sent me.
They beat the Astros, and I said they kicked the. You know where we're going.
And the Guardians will play at the Dodgers tonight.
Because they were off last night.
Yes.
The Buckeyes of Ohio State in action tomorrow on the gridiron. Actually, it's tomorrow night. They're playing tomorrow evening in a non-conference game against the Broncos of Western Michigan. That's a 7:30 kickoff Saturday in the Shoe. And Script, Ohio is going to be played at halftime, just in case anybody's going to the game and wanting to know what the band is doing. We're going to stick to sports. An anniversary that's being celebrated this year in Waverly, and we'll tell you what that is coming up here on our This Year in History for today. That's all coming up.
Litter Quality Propane. There's no bill when there's a fill. Contact Litter Quality Propane today about our metered gas service at litterpropane.com.
As a professional race car driver, I live for speed, power, and performance on and off the track. That's why I use the Dixie Chopper, the world's fastest lawnmower. Race into your local dealership today and test drive a new Dixie Chopper.
For transportation options in Ross County, call Ross County Health District's Mobility Management Team, 740-779-9652.
Our mobile banking app is changing the way we bank. Things are getting easier, transactions are getting safer, and you have access 24/7. All the functionality of banking you're used to, made easier to use, anywhere, anytime, and more secure than ever. Simple, seamless, safe. Download our Kingston National Bank mobility app today.
Are you looking for a beer that satisfies your thirst and love of country? Armed Forces Brewing Company brews beer for patriots. Celebrate freedom with every sip. Armed Forces Brewing Company. Freedom never tasted so good.
Haynes Total Healthcare Center celebrating 50 years of serving the chiropractic, physical therapy, and nutritional needs of the community. Click on this ad anywhere you see it on littermedia.com, and it will take you right to their website to learn more. HaynesHealth.com. And I think Dan's there right now, isn't he?
I believe so. Maybe he and Brandon are together watching today's show.
Maybe. Well,
Brandon does watch the show.
He texted me at the start of the show, and he said, your mother isn't watching. She just introduced herself to me at Haynes.
Is that right?
Yeah.
How about that? You just never know who you're going to run into.
Oh.
Instead of this day in history, it's this year in history. This one got by me because really this should have been celebrated this past spring, but it was this year. But on social media yesterday, they were showing off this trophy. It was this past spring, 70 years ago this year, 1954, that the Waverly Tigers baseball team won the Class B state championship. Now, if you're my age, you can remember when it was A, AA, AAA, but back in the 50s, it was like A and B. Still a state championship. Carroll Hawley, the legend, he was coaching everything back there in Waverly, including the baseball team. But it was 70 years ago this year that Waverly won the state baseball championship.
Congratulations.
You know how many years ago that is?
70 years ago.
70 years ago. How about that? And there's going to be some other commemorations like that for some area teams and some state championships next year. We'll talk more about those, Lord willing, when we get closer. A long day, a long night for us as we'll be up at Logan Elm tonight. You'll be down on the field.
Yes, I will.
Did you bring your rain gear? Did you have to use it any last year?
I don't think I did. I don't think I had to cover the camera up at all.
I bought a rain suit the first year that I was doing what you're doing now. And probably the night that I needed it, we were at Bloom Carroll, and it was just like a mist all night. It wasn't raining hard. The night that I thought we were going to get blown away, we were at Unioto, and there's lightning was flashing, the storms, clouds. And then when it got to Chillicothe, it just like,
I think the Bloom Carroll Logan Elm game last year, it was a little rainy.
Yeah. So, again, just take an umbrella or some little light rain gear. I think kickoff temperature is going to be probably upper 70s, but once we get to around 8 o'clock, it drops pretty quick. I think I saw we'd be down in the 60s, upper 60s at the end of the ball game and possibly some rain.
Should I wear a sweatshirt?
I would wear something that's going to repel rain, not absorb it, because you'll be walking around like a lead brick.
Should I wear a sweatshirt and a poncho?
That might be a little bit too hot to start with. In fact, I'll probably be wearing what I got on with maybe a light jacket to don when I'm walking out to end the ball game.
I'll figure it out.
Yeah. So we hope to have you listening in tonight on Litter Media Radio as our pregame show starts at 6:50. We hope that you'll have a great weekend, everybody. Go Bucks, go Bobcats. I think they're in action this weekend as well. So until we talk to you on the radio later tonight, for Aaron Glandon and Dan Ramey, who's on assignment, this is Mike Smith. From all of us at Litter Media Radio and Litter Media Live, have a great weekend, everybody.